Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division Qualifier number 3. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here on Infernal Shrines for game number 1 of our final best of 3 for our qualifier this evening. And if you're sitting at home wondering how to get smaller mugs, or maybe how to keep your mug warm consistently while watching Heroes of Storm action, but wondering how we got to Infernal Shrines, I got you covered. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Team Alexander Fan Club. That is what that stands for. And they are going to be banning out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow as they opted for first pick priority for game number 1. The members of Brawl is Life, I really need to fix that test scaling after stream tonight, is going to be given map pick priority. They're going to ban out Brax's Holdout, Sky Temple, and Infernal Shrines. Excuse me, they're going to ban out Brax's Holdout and Sky Temple, choosing Infernal Shrines for game number 1. Excuse me, everybody. Let's get back into our draft and see what we have thus far. So Stukov on a ban on the left-hand side for the members of Team Alexander Fan Club, and we have a Deckard and a Cassia on the right. Tassadar was first picked on the left-hand side. A lot of good poke pressure, a lot of good wave clear, shrine clear, and this is going to be a Joanna and a I was going to say a Ryokai, but a Phoenix. And Ryokai is actually, I've casted them quite a bit. They play a lot of Phoenix, so I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table with this. Are they going to be going into like a Salvo slow? Do we see the potential for any sort of Falstad here? And you might be sitting at home saying, why Falstad, Bahamut? That's dumb. Why would you pick Falstad on Infernal Shrines? Well, 1, does give you a global. 2, does give you poke. 3, gives you camp opportunities to actually just bribe them and get your lightning rod bonus damage built up. But the other factor to consider is that Gust has a slow. It has a 30% slow in it, so you could gust people into a corner, salvo on top of them, or salvo then gust them and get the damage out. So it's just one of those things to consider. I saw it happen in Here's the Dorm, in Tespa Collegiate series when I was casting with J-How. I want to say I saw that in the fall series, and it stuck out to me. I was like, that's such a cool moment where you can just like, I don't know, it was a really cool combination, and I'm excited to see if maybe they go in that direction. We might be seeing something a little more standard for this map, but either way, Maev was banned out on the right-hand side. There was a Sally Thymane grabbed on the left-hand side, and a Mei as well, so looks like we just have a whole lot of just angry people on the left-hand side. I know you're saying like, Mei angry? She's a demon, you all know that. Banned from the left-hand side, though they do need a healer on the side of Brawl is Life. They could look to maybe something they were playing a lot of in the previous games. I think they actually played a Stukov and they played an Ana, so the Ana and the Stukov already banned out, so they're literally just targeting the healer in the entirety on the side of Team Alexander Fan Club, which could be an issue. Could be an issue. Banning out just to one person? I mean, if it's a healer, I would expect them to have more than 3 healers, I'd hope. By the way, isn't Joanna a hard counter to White Mane? In what sense? Moist Venus and or Murda. I was told by Ara that it was both of them. Hey, Hebby! How are you? Are we hootin'? I'm afraid I burned myself. Oh no, Hebby, you, like, I'm literally, like, it's literally on. Like, that's the plate right there on the inside of my hand. That's how hot it is. Like, it's not bad at all. Like, they're great. They're seriously, like, I have basically 2 computers on my work computer right there, and I have this computer here. I have one for each computer because it's that cheap and it's that effective. And also, I've literally left one on all night, like with a coffee mug on it with liquid in it, and it was just hot all night. That was it. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about game. Okay, so we have a Rainer Blaze on the left-hand side to round things out. We got a Greymane Anduin and a Sonya on the right. So nothing insanely flashy from either side. We're mostly just going to be seeing, I wouldn't say standard, but just like good core compositions for this map. Greymane's great on this here to be able to grab camp. Sonya as well. She's insanely strong on the shrine by herself as well, so if they win the team fight, they can push up with the remaining members, leaving Sonya on the point, and they can maybe even soft push the front gate and stuff like that. I love the way that they set this up right now. I think this is a great play coming out from them. I want to check one thing really quickly. I know we're jumping around a lot, and I keep saying stuff with assets, but I just want to see if this fit. I'm just curious. Okay, so it did it there. Okay, something weird is broken from when going from score screen to duo, because let's see, does this do it? No, this is just hard transition. I gotta fiddle with Stream Deck after stream. Either way. Asbestos? Wait, what? Oh, you're saying that my hands? No, I have office hands. Like, I've been drafting on a computer for the last like 8+ years of my life. Like, I wear gloves when I mow the lawn. I got soft office hands. All right, let's get into game, everybody. Assets are great, so train wreck. All right, let's get into this. On the left-hand side, we get the members of Team Alexander Fan Club. Kelsey, I think it is. I want to say Kelsey is going to be on the Tassadar. The Pelota is going to be on the Blaze. Any Problem will be on that Rainer. Jay will be on the May, and Clover will be on the White Maiden. Great skin, though, I gotta say. Such a good skin set that came out for them. On the right-hand side, Brawl's Life will be having Viv on the Anduin. Sweet Buns on that Joanna. Ryokai will be on the Phoenix. There we go. Drunk Dwarf will be on the Sonya, and we've got Death Strikes on that Greymane. Little Neander in the bottom lane right now. They don't see this. Oh, this is what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's a very risky play right now, because the reason being is Joanna gets their big booty in this hallway. Your only exits that way. And that's not a direction you want to be as a team on Infernal Shrines when you're blue. Penetrating round from Any Problem, trying to get a little burst onto Viv. Nice force wall as well. Good leap of faith, the cleanse, if you will, coming out from Anduin, and that's going to keep them safe for now. Blaze going to get kind of, well, I was going to say pincer moved, but it looks like Drunk Dwarf and Rio won't be able to get a kill onto the Pelota. Or is it the Paletta? But if it's Paletta, isn't there two T's? Pelota? It's Pelota. Because there's no two T's, right? Rotten, dirty well cheesers. Yes. Yes, Joanna does. We all know that, Mangaria. We all know that. That's why they have full plate. 2 up on both sides, excuse me, 3 up on both sides, as our first objective will be Arcane Punisher for the top lane. We do have both of the siege camps down on the left and the right, and there will be an invade, or at least a brawl over this bottom lane right now. Sweep One stepping in, does get the condemn onto a couple players. Ryokai coming in as well. Good auto attack damage should be coming out from them, as they do have the Plasma Cutter coming out. Not going to be, oh no, they do get the last little bit of damage from Anduin, and the blink comes out from Rio. They find a Rainer as well. Double kill in favor for the members of Brawl's Life in our game number 1 in our best of 3 series here. But it's different spelling. It's a different spelling. This is like, it's Pel, not Pal. I don't know. I don't even know. Someone, but I'll probably get a message from them. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. Let's get into the later half, or I guess the meat and potatoes of this game right now, because we are going to be seeing the first objective announced here in the next few seconds. It is going to be Arcane for the top lane. We are going to be having Greymane and Rainer on the Shaman camps, or the Bruiser camps for the top lane right now. Should be seeing at least one more rotation to bottom lane from these teams, just to be able to get this wave down here. Push them a little bit closer to 7 talent here. We might have 7s during this. It really just depends on how much they actually split off and how much maybe they're side-soaking the lanes during the actual objective phase. But with the 2 kills that they got earlier, this is going to be a bit of a half a level lead in favor for the side of Brawl's Life. Oh, but it is yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I don't know which one to say, because I usually look like it. Yeah, like I was on your wavelength, Langaria, but then I realized I think we both realized the exact same thing. It's just like, oh, there's an E in there, so it just changes up the pronunciation. Regardless, Sweet Buns and Pelota are going to be making the rotations for the experience. And I mean, Joanna, she groups, she clears, she's all right. She's not the worst, not the best for it, but they are very close to 7, so they're not too concerned about who's doing it as long as they're just getting near it. And if anyone, I mean, Sonya is probably the best person to have on the shrine itself, with her own just clear as well as aggression. With the 7 talents here coming in, she can look at the life funnel, which is a little bit more sustain-wise, while the Joanna's still actually soaking this out right now up against Pelota. Interesting call coming out from the side of Brawl's Life. Not a common thing I actually see, to throw the main tank in the double soak rotation position and leaving your Bruiser to basically be on the shrine as your main tank, but here's the thing, Drunk Dwarf has the aggression with Greymane and everyone else, and I think this will work out for them. And they just got the spin to win. They did go into Life Funnel at level 7, as I talked about beforehand, so spinning in these grouped up engagements could work out well for them, as Phoenix actually gets picked off right there. They're not going to spin if there's no one around for them. 33 Skeletal Defenders, Leap of Faith will save Drunk Dwarf. Greymane throws a Gilnean Cocktail out, but won't find anything with that. And they'll pause at 34. Ryokai going to be back in 8 seconds. Jay and friends will be able to work on this objective phase. They're actually not slowly, they're getting a lot of these very quickly. Nice chastise from Viv to stop them from potentially getting the icing towards them. Drunk Dwarf going to spin to win in. There's going to be a Jet Propulsion from Blaze, a lot of damage onto Drunk Dwarf, and they find the damage they need with Tassadar. Looking like the objective phase slowly working their way in favor of Alexander Fan Club as the Joanna now works their way up to this very late, and I don't know if this rotation was a good one because they're getting slowed. This Punisher could jump. Force Wall might have actually pushed Death out a little bit further, and actually they don't bait the jump too early. Joanna gets the shield glare over the wall, and this will be the towers and keep, Fort getting damage onto this Death Strike. Jumps on in. They're going to try and burn this big boy down before the team steps in. Icing forward from Mei. As she did deal damage to a hero underneath the tower, it will retarget onto them as the jump from the Punisher comes backwards. I think Sweet Buns had their Iron Skin out. They lose the front gate, and that's just about it for the first objective phase. Not bad first objective phase for the members of Team Alexander Fan Club. We're going to go ahead and cycle through those other numbers, get an idea of what those look like, as Jay is getting chased, but they're going to be fine getting out of this mid lane. Subdue was also grabbed by the Joanna, not finished out just yet, but something to keep in mind as they do of these team fights. And with 2 open kills, it's pretty close to, and also the structure damage through top lane, it's pretty close to even talent tiers. Funny enough, it's actually still a little bit of a talent tier advantage for Brawl's Life, but I think it's just mostly because there are just waves still needing to be cleared out, and Sonya is just doing Sonya things in top lanes. They do get the camp, they don't get the subdue, they get the slow though. That's going to be Mei getting the icing out. They're so very low. Finds the stun onto Greymane. Pelta coming down in here. Jet Propulsion towards the backline. A lot of damage on the Death Strikes. Trying to get out of here. Slows will be on the ground. Icing forward. Knocks the Greymane in, and Jay finds the... Actually, still, once again, Tassadar finding the kill right there. Sonya, meanwhile, just free pushing top lane. Next Punisher will be Mortar and in bottom lane, so they'll keep an eye out for that one right there. And just watching map to see what the rotations and what the setup looks like overall. Ice Wall setting up for one, but there's no one here in place. Blizzard will be on the ground. Viv will be locked down for a few seconds there, but the unfortunate factor, at least on the side of Team Alexander Fan Club, is that they don't have the setup for the kill, at least at the moment, or at least they're positioning for it. Oh, does Falling Sword have a slow on it? I do believe it does, and they could be holding for that, honest to God, I'm not gonna lie. I want to say Falling Sword has a slow on it, and they could be holding for that. Also to maybe get in the back line to maybe jump onto the white main. Okay, sorry, I was just checking on chat to see what you were all chatting about. No, it's gonna be Blessed Shield, actually, interesting. Okay. Okie dokie. Camp on the right to be grabbed, camp on the left to be grabbed. It looks like we have a bit of a lull before we get the announcement for our next Punisher. Trying to do caster math. I think we still have a little bit of time before the announcement. I think we're probably around the 8-minute mark in the game, I feel. So Sweet Bun's gonna get full on mana. Invade to the camp will not happen on either side. Camp to be thrown to top lane. I think Joanna just got mana, and that'll be Sonya clearing out top. Blaze hovering around with Mei. Maybe I think they might try and go for Drunk Dwarf here. They do have Wrath of Berserker. There's the Ice Wall. Does block them from getting into a good position here. They're just going to do their best to kind of just avoid the damage. Pops Wrath of Berserker. Will go for the spin. They're trying not to clump up to give Drunk Dwarf the healing they need. The Force Wall from Tassadar was just on point, and Sonya wasn't able to squeeze through that, and they will be going down. 24 seconds on that death timer. No Falling Sword, Light Bomb combo. Yeah, I would say this, like when the Anduin came out, that was a hotness, and I feel like a lot of teams just immediately stopped doing it. Like, I think it was like hot for like, it was hot obviously longer than Genji Light Bomb, but it was fun to see Genji actually like being played in a meta way, or at least being drafted, period. No, I wasn't trying to say like our meta's stagnant at all. It's just there's a lot of powerful heroes, and it's nice to see some of those here and there. But Genji mobility and damage is kind of surpassed by quite a few other people. Either way, Invade coming through. 34 skeletal defenders are grabbed. There's a Hyperion out from the Rainer. Huge purification salvo swiping onto a few. That's going to be a combustion from the Blaze. Wrath of Berserker pop. There's a light bomb out. That's going to connect onto one. Greymane tries to get onto Pelta. Meanwhile, Drunk Dwarf trying to spin to win and heal through a lot of this damage, but they're just taking so much as this is going to be Sonya going down. The objective will be going over to Team Alexander Fan Club. Ryokai getting low, needs to get out. That's going to be Sonya and Anduin down, and this is Punisher through bottom lane. I think they're going to tap well, and they're going to jump back with the friendly team as the Punisher, speaking of jumping, is already over the wall and already chasing on into Rio. Sweep Bun's trying to force them back as the Punisher does clear out the front gate and the front walls. Moving on to the fort itself, any problem making sure they're not consistently taking damage and armor reduction from the tower, as it is focused onto them as they were dealing damage to a hero, but now they recycled that, and we do have the Punisher tanking shots. They get the fort in bottom lane, and Blaze will be pushing up top. I was talking about macro control and micro control in the last series and how the members of Brawl's Life are doing so very well on that. Well, in this game, it's the opposite. It's not that they're doing bad, it's just they're just like the macro is just so oppressive against them, and they're kind of experiencing what they kind of just went up against in the last match, or at least what their enemy went up against. There we go, the wording on that one. Falling Sword is only upon landing, 50% slow for 2 to 3 seconds, not sure. But that was, yeah, my whole point was that it has a slow on it. So you have like, you have the ability to hit them with the Falling Sword and swipe them with the salvo, and there's maybe a little communication that has to happen with that. Like probably like you have to get the salvo swipe just as like maybe they're about to land or something like that. So like you probably just have to watch how they're jumping up and everything. Anyways, Zell, what's up, bud? Wall and Gate are both down. Just love that you're just standing there for just don't see that too often. Yeah. Salvo goes out. Mei is gonna eat that through her cryo freeze. There's a lot of damage going out to Drunk Dwarf, but they turn around and blow up the Tassadar. Clover is split, but so is Drunk Dwarf. You see some assist pings coming out, and Rainer's like, cool, I'll just give you some pepper. A lot of damage on the Death Strikes, who's trying to back out of here. Is this actually going south for them on the side of Brawl's Life? Ooh, icing from Mei once again coming in. Anduin finding some healing for the friendly team. Blaze, meanwhile, is doing Blaze things. Next Punisher's top, or excuse me, mid lane, and they're in top just like, cool, let's push this up. We got 16 talent here. I'm waiting for the day that all my friends put Buttspot in their channel and everyone keeps gifting Buttspot subs in different channels, so that way when Buttspot comes into other channels and they use the emotes because they're repeating them, it actually shows through for the first time. That would be the most wild thing. Like if Buttspot just came through and it's just like Baja Butt Tatsuki hug, I would like, and it was the actual emote, I'd lose it. That'd be awesome. Anyways, all right. So we have Blaze grabbing the camp. We do have 16 talents here coming through on the right-hand side for Brawl is Life. Just gonna clear things out and get ready for another objective phase. I think it's just, yeah, they're not playing the super aggressive, but not playing it slow, I guess you could say. Like, it's their own pacing. They're set up in bush right now. I think they're just waiting for an opportune time to maybe collapse on someone, but no one's stepping too far out. No one's really stepping out at all. There's the Frozen Punisher announcement. We do see the, not Inner Focus, excuse me, Oracle. It is Oracle still. From level 13 from the Tassadar, just to scout things out. I'm waiting and looking and just trying to see what we have here overall. Opposing Presence, interesting. Subdue not finished out yet. Sonya is clearing out the top. Punisher active now. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers again, get an idea of what those look like, because we haven't had a chance to look at those in a little bit. Not since like level 8-9 area. So just Poke consistently coming out. Oh, wait. Condemn. There's an Ice Wall actually slowing things down. Light Bomb comes out. I don't think it connected on anyone. There's going to be a Blessed Shield coming out from the John as well. Archon Form is dealing some damage as the Blaze jumps in with a whole lot of damage from the Combustion. Purification Salvo will be coming out from Ryokai, but no damage from that as they're just going to tickle the enemy team, and they hold control on this point. They literally just slowly force them out on the side of Team Alexander Fan Club, and Brawl is Life is just trying to find a window to get back into this objective phase, but they know they can't even have it. I mean, Clover's the one clearing this out, and that'll be another Punisher, if I'm not mistaken, third one of the game and third one in a row for the side of Team Alexander Fan Club. And they move on in through this mid lane. This is easily a fort. What do they get beyond that? Is it just keep front gate, or is it keep? Punisher jumps over. No Iron Skin to use, but it's okay. They take a little bit of damage. The Punisher itself just falling below 50%. Blaze jumps in, but the Iron Skin was up and available there, so they pop it, making sure they're not going to take any damage. Keep is starting to lose some health. That is going to be the freeze coming out from the Punisher as well, which will lock it down for, I believe, 2.5 seconds. Ryokai gets shredded right there. There's going to be an Ice Wall coming out as well. This is mostly, I think, to buy time for them to shred through the keep, and Greymane will be kind of locked down for a couple seconds. Icing forward from the Mei as the Jet Propulsion connects from Pelta as well. Light Bomb out from Anduin. The nice penetrating round from Rainer will keep them from stepping in with said Light Bomb, and just the Ryokai is dead. Just the Phoenix. Jet Propulsion from Blaze once again being targeted by the core. Needs to watch out for that core freeze. They don't want to get locked into place from that one. This is looking a little shady, or a little spooky, as Drunk Dwarf is just stepping in and getting a huge spin, but they get just turned on, and that's going to be a kill onto the Sonya. Hyperion out as well. They don't find the last little bit of damage, but Hyperion is tickling the core. They've got a wave. They're going to go for it now. Ryokai up in 5 seconds. Sweep on stepping in. Very, very, very delayed core fight here. I don't know if they take this. We do have Ryokai and Viv back at this point. Purification Salvo might be finding some damage, a kill. No, Pelta's going to survive through all of that right there. I think this is Classy going down, and they lose one, and they get a solid 31% off the core to 60. Nice, 9%. Clip it. We have a nice core. The nicest of cores. Brawl's Life literally memeing their core for us at home. Meanwhile, Sonya's clearing up top lane. We do have a camp to be grabbed into bottom. There was a camp already for mid. They can cycle back and grab the siege camp in a second. They do see the enemy teams clearing this out. So they have a little bit of vision onto them. 20 seconds on the Tassadar still, so this is 4v4, and I think they know this on the enemy side as well, and they're looking to potentially invade onto this. So they back off. Zell. Langaria. A very nice core. Alright. Any problem, just gonna throw out some damage, and yeah, let's get the channel on that. Next Punisher will be Arcane. I still think we're probably like 30 seconds off from maybe an announcement. Ice Wall coming out from Mabe. Combustion from the Blaze being held. I think they were trying to get the person who was inside the Ice Wall as well. Hyperion out from the Rainer, and they're going to continue to fight this out as Classy's going to be back up as well. Greymane rolled away and got that disengaged, and I think they forced him off the point, and they steal the camp away as well. Greymane with half their health going to just back off. Let's go ahead and pull back the talents really quickly. I know it was blocking a little bit of the screen for us. Let's actually get the full zoom as well, just to see what we're looking at and what we can potentially see setup wise. Blaze kind of maybe looking for a flank onto this enemy team. They're definitely going for the keep and top. They want the consistent catapult pressure up there. Archon going to be used. I think there was a blessed shield. No, it still is off cooldown. So they have that blessed shield up and available. This is Twilight Archon form, so they need to keep these auto attacks going so they can continually hold their Archon form up. 215 stacks on that static charge from level 1. I believe it's 240 is the maximum on that. 250, excuse me. Thank you very much, Langaria, for clipping that. But Lazzy's just autoing and throwing these Qs out. Purification Salvo will be interrupted right there. That's Ryokai gonna get the blink backwards. Drunk Dwarf taking a lot of damage. 240 stacks on that Tassadar, almost maxing out that level 1 questing talent as the Hyperion comes through again. This was the upgrade as well, so giving some pepper lowers the cooldown of Hyperion by 5 seconds if the primary target is a hero, Inspire grants you. So yeah, it's just like there's the reason that they were able to go ahead and get this Hyperion again so very quickly, because I believe it's a 2-minute cooldown. It's a 100-second cooldown onto that one right there. Objectives up. They could, yeah, they're just gonna back off and go for that. They gotta keep, they're happy with it. But now it's 20s up on both sides. Unconquered Spirit, Radiating Faith. Is that Desperate's Prayer? No, Varian's Legacy, excuse me. Varian's Legacy causes burning. Sorry. Desert Jester, thank you for the 69 bits. I'll resend your alert when we get out of game. Kay, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that. Level 1 questing talent for Tassadar did just get finished out. Consistent catapult pressure amounting in top lane. 331 is the auto attack damage for that. As we noted beforehand, 69 nice core health currently on Brawl's Life's cores. They are going to be going for this objective phase. This is potentially their first if they can actually get it. Purification Salvo will be going out. Blaze will be having the combustion as well. Light Bomb connects from Anduin onto 1 or 2, but they're not able to find anything. Subjugation in the Sweet Buns with the Inquisition there from the white main, as this is just such a split fight with no one going down. A couple heroics being used here and there. Raynor already has the Hyperion off cooldown. Gonna pop that right there. A little bit of a zoning Hyperion. The one thing they need to worry about though is this is gonna be their core falling rapidly. I think they get Punisher and they either throw Sonya back. Oh, I think they're trying to stop the backs right now. But the Drunk Dwarf should be able to stop this, but I don't know. Will we lose our 69 core health? That's the big question. Yeah. Drunk Dwarf, you had one job. You literally had one job. Do they lose to this? Oh my god. Sonya can't leave. Sonya has to stay and consistently clear these waves, unfortunately. Which at least them constantly crashing in, I think she can keep Wrath up for quite some time. No, she'll miss it right there. Anyways, Punisher jumps over. 14% on this core right now. God, comms have got to be hectic for the members of Brawl's Life. Blaze flank setup. Icing forward from May. Punisher, 20-some%, backing off. Sonya's still pushing out those waves. Yeah, Wrath did end for them. Wow. If Sonya didn't, like, if they delayed, if they literally just stayed there and sacrificed all of themselves, they would have won purely just from delaying out from catapults. Sometimes you gotta respect the Nexus forces. Sometimes the Nexus forces are a little OP. Ryokai gets the blink out of there. Sonya coming down here. Wrath Berserker 1 or 2 seconds off from cooldown, so they're back up. And we do have 50 seconds on the Radiating Faith from the Joan. I think that was just used as a disengage tool just a second or two ago. That is going to be Wrath of Berserker pop. They're going to chain on in. That Mystical Spear from level 13 will pull them in, just always. Jet Propulsion, excuse me, that's going to be the Combustion from the Blaze. They're getting very low. Pelta is trying to work their way out of here. That's going to be a Purification Salvo being interrupted, but the Avalanche will just hold it for a couple seconds. It does still fire out, maybe buying some time for the members that were low. I will be Joanna going down. Drunk Dwarf getting low here. That's a huge Jet Propulsion. Unconquered Spirit should trigger from Ryokai. Actually doesn't right there. There it's going to be the trigger as Raynor gets traded out for the Grey Main. A 1-for-2 overall. Classy's chasing in onto Rio. You don't have many tools right now as I don't think they make it out. Viv is doing their best to keep them alive, but they get picked off. Catapults in top lane hitting for 400 just about. And Blaze already moving in through mid to look to end the game. Team Alexander Fan Club looking to go up 1 in our best of 3 series. And this is tournament life. These are best of 3s that there's no bottom bracket to run through. If you're out, you're out. That's it for the qualifier for you. So, Team Alexander Fan Club goes up 1 in our best of 3. GG. Well played. Oh my God, Fox, Foxington. Fox, thank you so much for the raid.
Nice work, Bone Daddy.
That's for you, Fox.
You up for some cake and pie, lady?
Thank you seriously so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How was your Storm League games? Did you win after I left? Oops. Oh no, what did I do? Me! It is you! Thank you for the raid. Baha, I want you to know I appreciate your commitment to centering the HOTS logo on the pop-up. Thank you, Zell. That is like my signature. Like if you ever see anyone doing like observing for something, that is my signature. Like that's my signature for observing. Lupus! Lupus, oh no. No, we just had a little bit. They got better. I'm so glad, Fox! Is there anything wrong with cats? No. No, there's nothing wrong with cats. Cats are great. I meant catapults. Oh. Catapults? Different. Alright, let's see. Is it still broken? I think it is. Yeah. It's supposed to do this thingy. It's supposed to... Wait. Why aren't you doing the thing? Why is this one thing? That's why it's not working. Just this one's broken. I don't know why. Why are you broken? Okay, does it work now? Hold on. Hold on. Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Do we fix it? Am I a god? All right, let's see. Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't. I have to. Wait, no, it's set proper, isn't it? No, I'm dumb. I didn't fix it. All right, whatever. I'll fix it later. It's like not even like the asset's not even working, which is super weird. Let's delete it and see if we just re-add it, if that fixes it. It is very, very hot in this room, and I need to stop drinking hot tea. Whoo! You're with Lupus? Blonde Duchess, I thought we were friends. Let's update our team scores as well. We have a lobby invite. Oh god, we literally got into this. Who has first pick, who has first ban? That's the big question right now. Who went for what? Oh, Mustache Pat, thank you for continuing your gifted sub. Bless you. Sweet, sweet. You sweet, sweet human. First pick goes to them, so this will be map pick from them. Cool. So, right, we're heading to, yeah. This, and this, and this. NA caster R Spooky Worm. Don't be mad at me, Bahamut Pepe Hands. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. It's so much worse. No, Blonde Duchess. You can never do any wrong by me. Yeah, Foxy Ticket, exactly what I said. Oh, bless you all. I love you all. Thank you again so much for the raid. I don't know if someone shouted you out. Let me do that really quickly. There we go. Go follow Foxington. Sweet, sweet streamer. God healer. God healer. Best support NA. Let's get... I want to run the Stinger again, so we're going to run it. Enjoy. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division Qualifier number 3. My name is Bahamut, and we find ourselves here on Dragonshire for game number 2. And if you're sitting at home, you just got raided over, but you have a delicious cup of coffee, or maybe even a cat that's just sitting on your lap, and you're like, Bahamut, how did I get here? Got you covered. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Team Alexander Fan Club. They were given, they opted for first pick priority for game number 1, banning out Tomb and Cursed Hollow. Praxis, Holdout, and Sky Temple were banned out by the members of Brawl is Life. I don't know why I forgot that name for a second. They picked Infernal Shrines for game number 1 and lost that. They opted for first pick priority in game number 2, meaning the map pick priority goes over to the side of Team Alexander Fan Club. Team Alexander Fan Club has chosen to take us to Dragonshire, so let's get on back into the draft and find out what we have for our initial bans. We have a Stukov and a Mei on the right-hand side. Not too surprised by that Mei ban. Quite. Something today. Thank you, Blonde Duchess, for the 200 bits. You did not have to. Thank you. Very fancy, speechless. Bless Weenus and Murda for making those. It's so sad that the HTC didn't even have something that amazing. Wait, iGuy, what? Have you? Wait, what? Did you watch the HTC intros? Go Google. Wait, was Baja ever part of HTC? No, I just circled the bowl that was HTC. The closest I ever got was I did work with the Open Division. I did casting for Open Division, and if anyone remembers Lana Bashinsky when she was doing the HTC minute, I was doing the Open Division minute. So I was basically just like, I literally circled the bowl that was HTC, and then it died, and they were like, come do stuff. He casted TESPA Collegiate Series. I casted TESPA Collegiate Series because there were no more casters. Not that there were no more, but like I had been like at a level where I had consistently been practicing and stuff like that. I'm sorry, it's so very hot in this room. It's hard to focus. My forehead is so very shiny and sweaty. I'm sorry, everybody. I could take off a sweater. Might be a smart move. Alright, either way, Grandbane was banned on the right-hand side. We do have a Stukov and a Cassie on the left. We have that Ana being picked up on the left-hand side, and a Tassadar was grabbed on the right. What do we see from them with this Ana? Is it going to be something in the mage department, or are they going to be going, wow, a very early Deathwing. Okay. That was way better? What? The HGC opening was, like, the best. The music for it was so good. They had the giant pillars and everything. And then they had, like... I watched every HGC game. I still think that was much better. That's wild to me. I mean, thank you. Like don't get me wrong. Thank you. It's just, like... I don't know. Maybe it's just my nostalgia for it all. Either way, Hanzo Deckard to be grabbed here on the right-hand side. And we will be seeing Deathwing on the left. We go into our second ban phase right now. And let's see. So we have the Stukov and a Cassia. They need a main tank on their right-hand side. We did see them play Garrosh. Dragonshire is a decent Garrosh map, so we could see something like that. ETC is not a bad ban. They're just literally going to get rid of Malthael. They were like, no. And they do need a solo laner on the side of Brawl's life, so... So many hexagons. Hexagon pillar galore. I don't know what it is, but it's like, even because League of Legends does the same thing. Like, League of Legends uses, like, I don't know what it is, but like the esport motif is hexagons. It's always hexagons. I mean, maybe it's because, like, at least for heroes, there was the Nexagon, but still. Big old dragon butt? Yeah, big old booty. So Li Ming to be grabbed, or at least, excuse me, banned out for the right-hand side. So we have Ana Deathwing. I assume the Deathwing's solo? No. I mean, we'll see. You can run main tank Deathwing easily. I don't know what they're gonna grab, honestly. With the Deathwing here, it kind of throws off what I would just kind of assume what the lane setup would be. Like, it could be Jay on the Deathwing as a main tank. It could be someone swapping off the last second when we get into the character swap. So I just don't know what they're going to be going into. But I like the draft direction in a sense. They have the Maiev for some rotational damage and being able to maybe catch someone in the top lane. You also have the Umbral Bind to maybe pull Tassadar, Hanzo, Deckard from that back line into the Brawl, the fight. Right-hand side, they're going to need something in the solo. I actually like a Thrall into this. Like, Deathwing Thrall's not bad. They're actually going to go for an Imperious Blaze. The reason I was leaning into Thrall a little bit is because I've seen a lot of people going Monotide at level 1. That's the green... I believe it's... No, that's level 4. Rolling Thunder at level 1 was the green lightning icon talent or whatever. And that one is what I've been seeing a lot of people go into when they're dealing with Deathwing, because they have that... the percent-based damage off of their auto attacks into them. But a Rexxar for the solo lane. So this is main tank Deathwing. Rexxar into, I'm gonna guess, Imperious based on the names, unless they swap. Wiggle, 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 Deathwalking. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Desert Jester. How's your day going, bud? Do you have some delicious dinner? Also, how was your trip, like, overall? I saw a lot of the pictures. They were amazing. Any cool little stories? Like you saw some bears or something like that? Well, we load into what could potentially be the final game of the series this evening. Kind of hope not. I'd like one more game. But thank you all for hanging out once again. Fox, thank you so much for the raid. Thanks for the bits, everyone. Thanks for the follows, the subs. I always love streaming for all of you. I love putting on these games. I hope you enjoy the content that I put out. And yeah. I just like talking about Here's the Storm. A lot. Alright. We're done with tea. And we're in game. So, let's go ahead and get on into it. On the left-hand side, we got the members. Wait, is this the last best of 3? Yes. Team Alexander Fan Club. Not like this. I don't know. I could. Well, here. I won't make any promises, but I did say last night that I was gonna stream someone's replay cast. So no promises. If this doesn't go too long, maybe we'll do a replay cast. On the left-hand side, we got the Team Alexander fan club. They're going to be up 1 in our best of 3 series. Jay is going to be on the Rexar. We've got Clover on the Ana. Any problem will be on the Maev. Klazu will be on the Phoenix, and Pelita's gonna be on the Deathwing that just dropped down. I'm very confused by that. Sorry, it took me a second to figure out what was happening. That will be Hanzo getting picked off first. On the right-hand side from Brawl's Life, we do have Sweet Buns on the Blaze, Ryokai on the Tassadar, Death Strikes on the Deckard, Drunken Dwarf on that Imperius, and I don't know who was on the Hanzo. Viv is actually on the Hanzo. A lot of role swaps coming out from the side of Brawl's Life in this game number 2. That's a little critical for this. I mean, there are other cups. It's not like this is the last potential cup to qualify for the Storm Division League, but still, I mean, I don't know. Interesting. So you can just you had someone who was a gray main for basically 3 games in a row, and now they're your Deckard Cain, and your healer for the last 3 games is now your Hanzo. I'm just like, what's happening right now? Or it might just be comforts. It honestly might just be like, Viv is like, I'm a god Hanzo, but I like to heal. Like, they're like, when I can't heal, I just play Hanzo. Like, that's it. That could be possible. I don't understand why people fly at the start as globals. Cause global go burr? I don't know. I honestly don't know either. And I'll just meme. Hanzo does get picked off in the bottom lane. Shrines will be activating the next few seconds here, and Rio is going to be in mid lane just trying to soak up as the bear is going to get a stun onto them for a second. Camp to be grabbed on the right-hand side. Maev and Deathwing already finished up their camp on the left, so they're going to be invading onto this one. Maev throws the Spirit of Vengeance forward. Umbrobind, potential setup? No. Deathwing is zoning with a lot of their abilities, and in these corridors, this is where Deathwing gets a lot of value, but Ryokai is kind of the same thing. Like, that shock ray through everyone standing there. 1, scales a lot quicker, and 2, just, it's a lot of damage. That is going to be the Deckard King going down. Rio throws a shock ray through the wall, and they get the second Siege Giant camp. Meanwhile, Speed Buns, Sweet Buns, Speed Buns, sorry, is going to be just clearing this out right now. Dinners and ever as I type honey barbecue pork chops with mashed potatoes on the side. Dear Lord. I like Global Go Burr 100% bestest finish I've heard. You know what? Yeah, this is why Blizzard here hired me for Tespa Collegiate Series for wonderful analysis like that. Absolutely, yes. That's why I'm a good caster. Either way, Imperius in top lane is gonna be brawling out. Didn't go into the Spear Talent level, which is what I've been seeing a lot more people going into. They did go into Burn the Impure, so they're just increasing their hero's maximum health, I believe, right? Nope, dealing damage towards the max amount of the person's, the enemy hero's health, which I think they maybe were expecting to brawl into Deathwing a little bit more, I'm not sure. Deathwing does take flight. Ryokai gets caught out in mid lane, and they will be going down. Wow, I don't know, that death animation was kind of perfect right there. I feel like I don't see it always. Deathwing does land down here. Sweet Buns finds the Jet Propulsion. Imperius actually doesn't go for the channel, and Misha's on point. Imperius might have been able to get the channel there. It would have been super close. I actually didn't see what their positioning was on the minimap beforehand, so maybe it wasn't as close as I think it was, but still. We have the Hunter-Gatherer for the Misha Rexar combo, which is always good because you have basically, I think it's increased health, but also armor. It's health regeneration, and then you also get base armor on Rexar and Misha, which armor in this game is, it's armor. It's really, really good to have in any sort of these team fights. Better than Turk and Leon? I guy, please. Those two dudes actually know what they're talking about when they talk about the game. I just talk fast. 8 to 6 in levels. Let's go ahead and cycle through our other numbers, get an idea of what those look like. As any problem blinks forward into Ryokai, gets the dismount. There's going to be the Umbrobind. There's a nice force wall from Ryokai. Sleep Dart goes out, and they get the pick onto Tassadar. Meanwhile, in top lane, this is Drunk Dwarf just trying to force back the Misha Bear. I do really appreciate the compliment, guy. Thank you, though. Seriously. But if you click before the gates open, you land in the base, I think, oh, it might have just been a little bit of a bug that where they tried to like land into mid lane initially, but then it pulled them back, like when you're Hanzo and you leap over the wall before the counter starts out. It just kind of resets you behind the gate that you were trying to leap out of. Deathwing gets some stun time. Nice Celestial charge through, but Deathwing has actually already had the Molten Flame in place to get the burn through on that one as Ryokai goes ahead and gets the channel in bottom lane. Misha will hold over top lane. 10 talent here will be coming through in just a second in favor for the left-hand side, and Team Alexander Fan Club consistently getting kills and consistently pushing in these lanes. Hanzo is able to get the agility away in our mid lane as Pelt is, oh my god, almost going to find the damage onto them, and Hanzo's like, I gotta leave. With 10 talents here in tow, we've got, I don't know what Deathwing says because I don't think it actually shows properly on our UI. It might be Burn Beneath My Shadow. No, it is, it's Bellowing Roar. So I have to bribe Aliobs to make version 0.69 because that's currently we're on 0.68 and this was like just around Deathwing's release. Actually, it was. We haven't had a new observation patch for May. Wow, Cataclysm onto the point, Bellowing Roar on top of that, and they steal away the Siege Giants. Wow. That is not something I see too often. Double Siege Giants in the bottom lane with a Dragonite, with a Deathwing. Gonna throw the lava pool on the ground just back there just to be able to kind of have an anti-flank, if you will, because of the duration that it stays open like that. And they just use the Molten Breath to zone back the enemy team. Meanwhile, Tassar's trying to do the same thing with some of those Psy Storms. Deathwing now coming through with the huge Earth Shatter just to be able to get the stun onto a couple players. Kick from the Dragonite onto Sweet Buns, but now Maev in this Dragonite wants to kind of back out as they do still have their 10 talents here, but this Dragonite's like, maybe I'll get a couple slaps onto the keep and then I can maybe get out of here with my Spirit of Vengeance. Throws a Fan of Knives. Actually, Spirit of Vengeance and Warden's Cage on top of Viv, who gets bumped around and they end up going down. Phoenix is going to drop the Purification Salvo. We still have this keep under siege, and it looks like Deathwing should be able to get the kill onto that right there. They'll back off, and that will be keeping bottom lane gone. And a solid 3-level lead in favor for the members of Team Alexander Fan Club. And also to note for Team Alexander Fan Club, they're looking at 13 talent here when the enemy team is just about to hit 10. This is a very, very hard spot to be in, but they have... Game 1, I would say, is very back and forth. There were some good kills back and forth here and there. This game is just Team Alexander Fan Club just fired up and just like, we want this in a 2-0. We want to move on to tomorrow's games for the semis and the grand finals, and we want to work our way towards the Storm Division League. We don't want to be harassed with any more of these qualifiers. We want to just practice and get ready for those either way. Excuse me. Camp in bottom lane grabbed, camp in top lane grabbed, and we do have Maev. I saw the Spirit of Vengeance on the minimap, but they didn't actually step any further forward. With the 13 to 10 in levels and 9 to 0 in kills, Hanzo and friends are just going to be maybe rotating over the Saris. I for some reason thought I saw a dragon arrow, but it wasn't. Excuse me, dragon's arrow. It's possessive. Meebus, thank you for the lurk. Jump the gun at the start, yeah. Send dinner for real, Blonde Duchess. Those Giants were a huge play. Seriously, Zell. They seriously were. Like, the Cataclysm from this point to this point, that steal, that play should be on Nexus Edge. At least in the, if there's a top 4, if there's a top 5 or 10, that's at least in the top 5, easily in a top 10. That was such a cool play from that series right there. Huge arrow from the Hanzo. There's a Bellowing Roar. There's a Stay a While and Listen. A lot of things being used. Salvo's on a couple second cooldown. Stay a While is on full cooldown as the Imperius does get melted by the Molten, or my god, not the Molten Flame. There we go. I couldn't say the name, but either way, Maev does find that last little bit of damage. Hunter-Gatherer going to be finished out by the Rexar, so that means they do have that they have the 15 base armor constantly on the Misha, but on themselves as well. And they also, I think, have an increased regeneration rate. It's actually pretty high at this point, too. They're sitting at a 31.4 regeneration rate for Rexar. You can actually see how quickly their health is going up right there. Let's look at like an average, like Hanzo. Hanzo's is 4.22. Someone can cast or math how many times more that is, but you know, like, you get my point. Like, you are healing an insane amount very quickly, so you can cycle out of team fights and really heal up quickly. I just want to see, just Rexars, it's not Misha's. Oh no, Misha's is affected by Rexars as well. I think it's actually they're shared. Regardless, Sweet Bun's taking a whole lot of damage. Isn't going to go down. The Boars are unleashed. They're chasing in further. They find the damage they need, and that will be Blaze going down. Jay is going to rotate back and go for the objective. Imperius is not able to stop that as they're just now getting the top lane, and the second Dragonite of the game, 9 minutes and 30 seconds in, is going to be going over to the side of Team Alexander Fan Club. And I think Team Alexander Fan Club grabbing this camp, they're looking to speed buns, if you will, this bottom lane Dragonshire map, or I guess Dragonshire map in general. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm watching everything in Dragonshire on the bottom lane, just like stacking up. That's a kick onto Tassadar. That's not a death you want before this, especially with Tassadar being a main source of damage. There's a nano boost onto any problem. Sweet Bun's taking a lot of damage. Is going to drop the bunker. They jump onto Death Strikes. It's a huge Cataclysm Bellowing Roar to force them towards the team. The kick comes out from the Dragonite, and now there's a Sleep Dart backwards. There's so much happening. Purification Salvo goes out. That's going to be Maiev going down. The core is rapidly falling. The Dragonite's hitting it. The other Dragonite's doing dragon things, and that will be game. Going over to the side of Team Alexander Fan Club, they take the series and knock Brawl's life out. GG. Well played.